You can have money or you can have things. The choice is up to you.
What is going on, YouTube? I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you are interested in purchasing my book, I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. So as you can see, if you have not seen this channel before, I live as a bit of a minimalist. I do find it to be much more mentally less cluttered. It's amazing. It's really great to live this way, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But first I want to talk to you about why I choose money over things, money over stuff. I don't really have anything of any huge monetary value. I think the most expensive thing I own is my TV, as opposed to the e-bikes and generator. You know what? Never mind. It doesn't even matter. So one of the reasons that I choose money over things, in the comment section, they give you a lot of ideas. Even if they're saying something really rude or really stupid or like really uneducated about finances, it still gives you ideas for future videos. Something that like maybe you can explain to a broader audience that can help them to understand something. Maybe something will click a little bit faster, something like that. And I get comments all the time from people where they see that I live on so little amount of money and that you don't see a lot of stuff in the background. There's not tons of tchotchkes all over the place and paintings on the wall and clutter and, candles and flowers and whatever it is that the young kids are having these days. I've got a TV. I've got a couch and a coffee table, and then I've got a kitchen table and some pictures in my little hutch. I don't really have anything of any monetary value. And the reason that I prefer money over things, so instead of buying things, I prefer to save my money. And the reason for that is because money buys freedom and money multiplies, and things do neither of those. In fact, it's the exact opposite. So let's say this coffee table was my grandma's and I got it for free. So let's say I wanted to buy a new coffee table for $100. Okay, so maybe I can sell this one for $50 if I'm lucky. It's made of like solid oak or something if I'm lucky, but it's probably going to be more like $25. So I can make $25 off of it, which isn't really much. But if I'm spending $100 on a coffee table and I choose to keep this one instead, I can take that $100 and if I'm being really conservative about it, I can put that $100 into a high yield savings account at 4.5% interest. Now, I'm not affiliated with them, but I have a Capital One account that's at like 4.3 or 4.5% interest. It's just really easy to access and it's online, so it's what I prefer. And I like to keep my savings account at a place where I can't like readily get to it. So that's just the way that I roll. But after a year, that $100 turns into $104.50. That doesn't sound like a lot. But let's say it's $100,000. Then it turns into $4,500 just for having your money. So $4,500 sounds a lot better than just $4.50. But the more money you have, the more free money you get. Money creates more money. Whether it's, and you can go into the argument of inflation or whatever, it doesn't really matter because a coffee table is not going to make you any money. And as far as I know, coffee tables do not reproduce and create side tables. They just don't unless you put in a lot of labor and work into it, and you can do that yourself. But stuff does not create more stuff. You have to create more stuff. So it doesn't multiply itself. Money multiplies itself. And another thing that money buys you is freedom. And people say, well, I like my stuff. I like looking at all my tchotchkes. Whenever I go into somebody's house that is really super cluttered, I swear I do this in my head and I don't say anything. But I'll be at a friend or family member's house and I'll be like $30, $4, $5, $18. It's like the Price is Right on their wall or on their shelving unit. It's like the Price is Right. It's like this shelf is worth $1,200. This shelf is worth about $200. This shelf is worth $300. That's about $1,800 of junk just to look at. They don't dust it. They don't take care of it. They don't use it. It has no practical value whatsoever just to look at. So, You could take that $1,800 and make, I don't, whenever the camera's on, I forget words and I can't do math. So you guys will have to do the math for me. But that's what I do at other people's houses. And it's nothing against them. Everybody's got their preference. But if you're complaining about money, but you have a ton of stuff, you don't really have a right to complain about not having any money, because you are surrounded by stuff that you could sell and then you would have money. So one of the things that I've been doing as my minimalist journey is just getting rid of more and more stuff. I had side tables that matched this coffee table that I sold on Facebook Marketplace. I only took these side tables so I could put lamps on them. And then I started thinking, I'm like, why am I buying these, or why am I keeping these side tables that are worth money to hold lamps when I have a ceiling fan that has a light? I was only keeping those for light, and I already have light. And so I was just doubling up on the light, so it makes no sense. Just that sort of type of thing goes through your head. I'm also, I'm going through my shed, which is, people have seen on here, it's my Monica closet. And I'm getting rid of the big bulky things that I don't use. Just an example is I've got a dog crate that I got for Nala when I first got Nala, and she doesn't fit in it anymore. But it was so covered in stuff, I forgot that it existed, and there she is. And I recently took it out, and now I'm putting it on Facebook Marketplace to sell it. And if it doesn't sell, I'll just donate it somewhere. But these are things that I'm able to get rid of. And then also, it really does buy freedom, and it really does multiply. I have the ability. So when you have a lot of money that multiplies, and each time you're like, okay, I want to make enough money off of my interest or my dividends. I want to make enough money off of this to pay it can be anything, my car note, to pay my car off. So my car costs me $500 a month. I want to have enough money that I make $500 a month so my car is essentially free. Or you can take it a step further. I want it to have enough money you want to pay off your mortgage before you have enough money to pay off a mortgage. But I want to have enough money to pay off my car note and my monthly medical insurance. So it just keeps accumulating. And then essentially you've got your car for free and your medical for free. And then eventually it might, if you're really good at it and you're really, determined and really great about it, you can get to the point where it pays all of your bills. Fortunately, I am beyond that point. I now make enough off of the interest and dividends and my rental property to essentially quit forever. Now, I enjoy doing YouTube. I like doing YouTube, and I love teaching. And I have a pretty big audience, so I think that you guys might like me too. I'm hoping you guys like me too, and you just keep on watching. But it has bought me that freedom. And if it weren't for that freedom, I would still be working. I would be mentally drained and tired all the time and miserable because I wouldn't be able to spend time with my pups. And I would be stressed out. I would just be stressed out all the time. And I understand that 99.9% of the population have to live like that for day to day. But I think that a large percentage of that is because they don't understand finances, and that they don't understand how compounding interest works and earning money off of your money works. The poor tax is people who have to pay money to borrow money. So if you go out and you get a car note with a 15% interest rate, you're paying money to borrow money. When you have the money, and you can, of course, you're not going to get 15% interest rate. This isn't 1980, but if you're making 5% instead of paying 15%, that's a 20% difference. That is a huge, huge difference. And that is personally why I choose money over stuff. Money multiplies, money gives me freedom, and stuff hinders my freedom, and it takes time away. I have to clean more stuff. I have to care for more stuff. It's not for me. Now, I'm not trying to inspire anybody to go on a extreme declutter and super minimalist lifestyle, because my lifestyle is not for everyone. But ask yourself, do you need 3 cars? Why do you have a $50,000 giant truck when you never go camping, off-roading, and you don't work in construction? Are you just having that as a status symbol? And if you do have that as a status symbol, ask yourself why. Why do you need that as a status symbol? And what has it done to serve you? All right, folks, I hope that this video has been helpful. As always, do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out. Get him, Nala. Get her, Rocky. I see that stub wagging. Oh, I don't want. Oh. Oh, you using me? That's cheating. That's cheating. Cheaters. Cheaters. Oh, you got her leg? Oh, Mister wants to play. You need to get him, Nola. You need to get him. No, you gotta get him. No, oh my. Go on. Good boy, Rocky. Oh my gosh. Did you get her good? Did you get her good?